My name is Kimberly Brown. Today is July the 22nd. I am doing the human anatomy dissection of the fetal pig. We're going to be taking a look into the circulatory system, which is the cardiovascular system. Just a couple of things. I'm wearing my protective gear. I have my gloves, my mask. I'm going to use a couple of sharps so that I can cut into the fetal pig. I'd like you to take notice that it is a full fetal pig. I wrapped it out of the casings that it was in, so that I could, all the casings were to preserve the pig. I'm going to try to get into it the best that I can. As you can see here, it has its umbilical, the hooves, the outside anatomy of the pig, the cranial. You can see the little pig ears, and the snout. And I'm going to go ahead and get into cutting it. I'm going to take my sharp. I had got some tape to try and get the legs down and stuff, although it's going to be extremely difficult. I'm going to try, I might be able to do the sides and then cut into it so I can show you the most efficient way. We're going to go ahead and talk about all the parts of the heart and the circulatory system. It's the cardiovascular system plus the blood vessels. So I'm going to go ahead and slice into the pig. I don't want to slice too hard because I don't want to cut what I'm trying to show you. As you can see, there's juices that are flowing out from it. If you cut down very hard, you're going to slice the heart. But you do have to slice enough so that you can get into the system. The first thing that we're going to be talking about here is the external jugular veins. The internal and the external jugular veins are located on either side of the trachea. I'm going to have to cut a bit higher, all the way up into the trachea. The trachea is up here. If you can see where I'm cutting through, there's a lot of digestive juices coming out. You can see the veins here. You can really see them. I'm going to cut away a little bit. This is the heart right here. The pieces of the heart and the pig. You can see the ribs. And I'm just going to get into it a little bit more so I can show you the veins. Okay. Now that I have it open, I'm explaining to you that the jugular veins, the internal and external, are located on either side of the trachea, which is going to be up here. I'm going to cut a little bit more into the trachea so that you can see the external and the internal jugular veins. The jugular veins are the first set of vessels. These veins bring deoxygenated blood from the back of the head all the way around to the heart. So they come down the trachea from the back of the head all the way down to the heart on either side here. There's two sets, the internal and the external. The internal and the external are both transporting the blood from the back of the head back to the heart. So from the back of the head, down your trachea, back to your heart. The external and external both connect to the brachial centrifugal veins. Those are above the heart. So the veins are above the heart. So this is going to be everything on the top here. The next one that we're going to talk about is the left and the right subclavian veins. Both are located next to each other. On either side, there's also thoracic ducts on either side as well. The right and the left subclavian veins, their job is to transport the blood to the heart. These are transporting the blood to the heart. It starts in the upper extremities and carries it back to the heart. So it's going to start on the higher being, and it's going to carry it down towards the heart. You can see them in there. It's going to carry them down into the heart. Those are the right side and the left side of the subclavian veins. The brachiocephalic carry the blood from the thoracic, subclavian, and jugular. This is the trunk. This is going to be somewhere in here. It's going to be towards the bottom as it spouts the blood through the rest of the veins. The brachiocephalic artery supplies blood to the right arm, the head, the neck, and the that's it. To the head, the neck, and the right arm. This is one of the most important parts. It's an artery, so it's bigger, and as you can tell, the it's brachiocephalic trunk. Brachio meaning it's the Greek word for arm. That's very important because your heart, you put your right hand over your heart, so it's pumping everything from the bottom, the brachiocephalic trunk. It's pumping to your brain and your arm and your neck. It's supplying blood for your brain, which is one of the most used systems in your body, so it needs to pump through a lot of blood through the artery. The superior vena cava is the large vein that brings deoxygenated blood into the heart. For humans, we have two. It's the inferior vena cava and the superior vena cava. The inferior blood comes from the lower extremities and pumps up into the heart. This is your inferior. The superior is above, and it carries blood from the upper extremities, so your arms, your neck, your head, back into the heart. The next one that I'm going to be speaking of is the cephalic veins. These are number 3 in the vessels. These vessels emerge from the cranial vena cava and they spread out through the forearms. So basically there's veins that they pump into your upper extremities and veins that pump into your lower extremities. The cranial vena cava is the head, cranial meaning head. So these are all the veins that pump into your head. I'm going to lift the pig so you can see the veins and the heart. So you can see here the veins are pumping. So the cranial vena cava are veins of the head, the neck, the forearms, and the right atrium. The subclavian veins are the fourth set of vessels. These are coming from the cranial veins to the subscapular and the axillary. Also, the hepatic portal vein is located between the stomach and the liver. This could sometimes look yellow. I'm going to cut into that because I'd like you to see it. This could sometimes look yellow because hepatic is liver, and liver oftentimes is yellowing of the skin, eyes. So it makes sense for the organ itself, the blood vessels, to appear a bit yellow. This provides blood for your spleen, your pancreas, your intestinal tract, all of your digestive system. These are veins of the digestive system. I want to kind of look to see if it is yellow. I'm going to take this and just cut into it a little bit. It's going to be lower down the bottom here. But basically, that's the circulatory system. Everything, all the veins up here. I want to make sure you can get a really good look. You can see even the ones here that are blue that go into the upper extremities. The ones into the thoracic the thyroid, and into, then we have the bottom part. You can see the right and the left atriums, the arteries, the main artery that pumps the blood. So as you can see, that all these veins are very important to give our circulatory system the right amount of deoxygenated blood and all the nutrients and things that it needs to help us thrive. So thank you, and that's the pig dissection, and thank you.